Hi, morning. It's Donna from Design Success, and welcome to everyone that's on here this morning following along with my tips on productivity and planning because I'm a big one on getting lots done. And it's really interesting because I often get a lot of comments from people saying, wow, you're really busy. And I'm not a fan of that word busy because I don't plan on being busy. I grew up in a busy household, sporting and activities and social life and entertaining and all those sorts of things. And being busy, to me, I perceived it as it was a good thing to be busy. I never actually had time to sit around and do nothing. So it's something that as I've grown older, I've really had to learn and have the ability to sit and meditate, to chill, to read a magazine. So what I've found is that now that I'm working harder in a more productive way in my business, a lot smarter, rather than harder, I'm working a lot smarter rather than harder, which is what I used to do because I believe that working harder meant you were more successful, or working harder meant that you were better at what you did. So what I do on my daily and weekly rituals to become more productive and to plan is that I set aside some time, and it's generally only about half an hour on a Sunday evening, to actually plan what I'm going to do for the week. So by doing this, it means that I start my Monday in a really, really productive way, rather than getting up on a Monday morning and having to then do the planning or then think about what possibly are my priorities for the day. So I'm an early riser, and some of you joining me may also be early risers as well. And I find that the best thing to do is to establish, when are you most productive? If for you, is it the morning? Is it the afternoon? Is it the evening? Because some of you may have children like Nat, who's just joined us. And for you, it may be that your most productive time is the evenings and your family time is the mornings. So set aside some time when you know you are most productive, when you know that you're going to be achieving the most in your business day. So what I do is, for me, I get up early and I've got my list on that Monday morning. And what I do is I have my what needs to be done today, what needs to be done tomorrow, and then my general list. And what it means is, it means that I can firstly concentrate on those things that are most important. And that doesn't mean going to Facebook. It doesn't mean going and checking my emails. It actually means working on the things that are making me the most money in my business. So find out what those things are, what actually brings in the most income for you. And that's where you want to start off your most productive part of the day, so that you are really focused on the parts that will bring you more income. What also I do is I set aside in my daily and weekly planning specific times when I do things. So for me as an interior designer, because I go out to see clients, I have specific days and times where I take client appointments. I have specific days and times where I actually work on my business. So that is my social content planning, it's the planning of my newsletter content, it may be the answering of my emails. And I actually have very strict set boundaries around when I do these sorts of things, because I know that it works for me and I know that when I am most productive. Obviously, I've got lots of follow-up to do. So when I've been out to see clients, there's time that's set aside for when I'm selecting colours, when I'm selecting fabrics, and when I'm answering clients' emails and inquiries. Something that has worked really well for me, and for those of you that do share terms and conditions with your clients when they sign a contract to work with you, in my terms and conditions, it clearly states what my boundaries are in my business. So right from the beginning, when my client decides to work with me, they know that I will answer their calls, emails, etc. within 24 hours. Admittedly, there may be urgent times when they do need your time, and we all follow up on those, and that will happen from time to time as well. But I'm very clear about that I don't work evenings and that I don't work weekends, because those are the boundaries that I've set in place for myself. The other sorts of things are planning tools. So some of the things that I use to help me become more productive are using things like, scheduling tools for scheduling your social media. I use a fabulous app called Teamwork, which schedules and notifies me and keeps all of my lists and all of my client information in the one place, so that I can then share it with my team, so that they're there to help me with the allocated tasks, so I'm not the person doing everything all of the time. The other thing that is really important, and one of the biggest steps that I took that actually helped me earn more, have more free time, and be much more productive in my business, and that was to outsource. And I know many of you that are watching here have also outsourced, and outsourcing has meant that I have much more time to do what I really, really love, and that is actually going out and seeing my clients. So I'm not bogged down by creating social media content, for instance, for scheduling, for creating my newsletters. I actually have someone that helps me do that now, a fantastic design assistant called Ariana, and I also have 2 virtual assistants. So I'm not particularly technical, so I find that anything technical became a time waster for me. So I have a technical virtual assistant who helps me with all of the technical work, and I also have another fabulous virtual assistant that helps me with all of my content for Design Success, creating beautiful documents so that I don't have to spend time doing that. So outsourcing is something that I highly recommend, and I've found that the more money I've spent on outsourcing, the more and more productive I've become, and the more and more my bank balance has increased too. So that's been really, really important. So for me, it's been about setting clear boundaries and times when I do my work. The second thing is about using some planning tools. And also my third thing is the getting people on board to help you with your outsourcing. So building the team around you to give you that support, so you're not the only one in your business trying to do everything. Because often when we first start our business, we do try to do everything. We think that we don't have the money, or we can't spend the money to get someone to help us. But like I said, I have found through experience, the more I've spent bringing people on board, the more and more productive I've been, and the more it's freed me up to earn the money at the higher rate, which is my pay rate, as opposed to the rate that I'm paying them. So I hope that these tips have been really helpful for you today. Feel free to comment below with some productivity and planning type tips that you found really useful in your business. I'm going to be coming on Facebook Live every Monday at 9 o'clock. So I'd love to see you join me each and every week, and I'll share with you the skills, the tools, the things that I learned from other fantastic business mentors that help me earn more, make less, and be far more productive in my business. So go out there and have a great Monday, and look forward to seeing you here with me next Monday at 9 o'clock. Thanks for joining me.